We're live. And I'm going to do some LinUtil today. That's the Linux toolbox or Linux utility. I don't know why I can never get those things actually kind of organized in a naming convention, but whatever. LinUtil is what we ended up going with. And Linux toolbox, I've kind of scaffolded and put in certain things to it. Like there's a couple obscure games that I play that I've actually added to it, specifically going over. I would like to clean up some of the scripts, specifically like Steam games, and modding them out using it. I've done that with, I think it was like Fallout 76 on one stream like several months ago, and that's been fun. But I kind of wanted to reapproach the toolbox, look at what we have right now, also see where we can improve, look through some pull requests. I think there's, you know, probably a dozen pull requests on the actual utility, so it should be pretty good. Yeah, so this is actually the same mic that I've been using. It's just I figured out that placing the mic under your chin instead of just holding it, it sounds so much better. Who knew? So that's about it. Oh, I also need to update a few things on that. Yeah, by the way, it should be used christitus.com/lin instead of Linux. I don't know. I think I like christitus.com/Linux just because I think it's easy to remember. Just one of those things, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at, but we'll see where we end up with this one. This tool, just some background about LinUtil itself, I think it's been going for about a year and a half. I went in a live stream chat and said, hey, what language should we write it in? And then chat was like, Rust. I don't know Rust that well, so it was very much a trial by fire kind of thing. But the power of open source, it really showed me that even a more complex, low-level language like Rust, you can actually make do with it. Now, I did buy like a couple books and just learn the basics about mutability and, you know, immutable by default, like, and some of the little weird nuances of Rust and syntax that is a little bit weird. I still don't like Rust necessarily as a language, or at least to code in. I don't feel very comfortable in it, but it's actually not that bad. And the best thing about the toolbox that I think we found is you can run it much like you do the WinUtil through PowerShell. With this toolbox, you can actually launch it through like a curl, like curl fizzle christitus.com/Linux, and then pipe it to sh instead of like IEX like we would do with WinUtil. So I wanted kind of like that same launching scheme, but also in Linux we can do some other really cool things. Like we can set up the entire system, like automatically install Arch, and then do like my flavor of customization to it. But I wanted to make it very granular, so no matter what project I do in Linux, which I really should get back to doing more projects in Linux, I can just add it to the toolbox. Like I did a video about a bash customization that like added a bunch of features to your bash prompt. And that's instead of like having to go download the script from GitHub and all this other nonsense for a normal user, you can just go to the toolbox, hit enter, install, and it's done. So that's kind of cool. Let's be honest, saving 2 letters. Yeah, chat's sitting here going back and forth about Lin and Linux. I already did Linux. That's what we're going to stick with. It's fine. Currently testing. Oh, yeah. WinUtil is what we did yesterday. It was a lot of fun. We'll probably look at... we ended the stream yesterday and it was still building that ISO. We were building a specific ISO for the Xbox full screen experience. That the Rogue Ally X... God, what a terrible name, by the way. But the Rogue Ally X does, and we wanted to make that available for everyone, so we kind of started a GitHub project, and there's a certain build that we were looking for. I think it was 25H2 build 7271, and I just slipstreamed all the updates and made that ISO yesterday. So Thursday we'll probably approach that. That should be fun as well. So All right, enough yapping. Let's get on the desktop, and we shall see what we got. Oh boy, still getting back in the swing of things. All right, here we go. So, hope to see some optimizations for Steam OS. We could probably do that. I think we actually added like a custom kernel for Steam OS and a few other things. Did you watch the Linus Tech Tips in Linus Torvalds thing? I did. It was great. It was great seeing Linus Torvalds. I can't believe he flew out to Vancouver, especially this time of year. Ugh. It's like freezing here in Dallas. I'm in Texas. I couldn't only imagine going up to Canada. But I mean, I guess he is Finnish, so, or is he Swedish? No, he's Finnish, I want to say. So, yeah, it was great though. I actually did get a chance to watch it yesterday, where there was a knee-jerk reaction of me going, I can't believe he chose Fedora. But after watching that video, I think a lot of people took his, he said it kind of tongue-in-cheek about using Fedora for everything. But for him, he uses Fedora specifically to build kernels. And that was the context around him choosing Fedora. And I was like, I get it. That's fine. So, he wasn't saying everyone should use Fedora. Even though that's what he said, that's not really the context with it. He said if you're a kernel developer, Fedora makes a lot of sense. And I was like, I get that. And he didn't really want to do any ricing or anything like that. So for him, Fedora made a lot more sense. And I was like, okay. Do you still not recommend Fedora? Yeah, I don't recommend Fedora. Fedora sucks. GNOME by default, or GNOME, as the neckbeards would call it. No. God, Fedora is awful. I mean, if you don't want to do anything and you kind of want some sane defaults, I guess it's okay if you like that stock GNOME setup on Linux, but to me it just feels like a Fisher-Price toy at that point. So, not my jam. Not my jam. Qtile, you know, I've never gotten into Qtile. I've installed Qtile a couple times, but I've never really gotten to it where I'm like, man, it clicks, and I really liked it. So, these days it's just DWM all the time. All the time. So, yeah. Is it better to fit your program project to a certain scripting language or use a language to fit your program project? I say when it comes to projects, now you got to remember context is very important here. I learned on C and C++ like back in the 90s, and that's kind of like where I kind of understood just object-oriented, top-down programming and some of like the basic programming concepts. And then I didn't use it for 20 years. And not until I was a YouTuber. And if you could even call me that. I barely even make YouTube videos anymore. But I did scripting a bunch in my work. So as an IT or sysadmin, scripting was like a very big part of my life. And I always thought of automating everything. And anytime I had a system, I always automated. And that meant scripting. So it saved a lot of time, a lot of people, a lot of man hours. And so I got really good with scripting over the many years, of probably from 2000 to about 2020. And then I was like, hey, let's make some programs, or let's start to get back into programming, I think. And that's where it kind of took on its life of its own. And I got back into doing like Rust or C++, C#, F#. I think we've tackled even some Swift on Mac when I was doing a little bit of the Mac util, which I've kind of abandoned because of some of the shenanigans of Mac. But I view all this, and I have like, I'm not like fluent in any of these languages, by the way. It's not like I can just pick it up and just jam out. Maybe like a Hello World, sure, but I'm very good at researching exactly what I need. And you have so many, looking back from when I programmed in the 90s to now, the ability to code anything in 2025 is kind of insane. It's next level. So one second. Oh man. Sorry. All these damn temperature changes giving me a runny nose. All right. What about BSPWM? Since you already used Polybar, I actually used BSPWM for a couple years there, B31, and BSPWM I used it for a little over a year. I really liked it, but there were certain little things that I'd run into, and I was like, man, I wish I had this functionality. And with DWM, I just can code anything. If I want a functionality or I want a certain feature, I can just put it in because it's just C code. So it's all low level, and I only add exactly what I need. And that's why I love it. But what I do is not for 99.9% of Linux users. It's just too involved. Yeah, times have changed so much in programming. People don't realize how lucky they are to be in 2025 and be able to program. Like, guys, I mean, back in the 90s, I was using a Borland compiler, and like you could lint it, but you had no language servers, at least from what I recall. And I remember it was just like pulling teeth, and a lot of times you'd get nonsensical error codes and stuff. Hell, just compiling Rust. Yeah, the syntax of Rust really sucks. And a lot of things about Rust, I'm kind of like, everything's immutable by default and other things that are a little bit nuanced. But the compiler, like Cargo, it just tells you what's wrong. It's insane. It's like, hey, this line has an error, and it tells you like context around the error. Even though I don't know the language, the compilers and everything, like from language servers to linting, is amazing. And then let's say you don't understand anything, you can just feed all that into an AI and be like, explain why this doesn't work like I'm 5 years old. Well, maybe not 5 years old. I usually go like a middle school student or a high school student. And it will explain it and give you more context around it. And you're like, oh, where did you reference that? And then you can actually go directly to the source material, where you're like, before you'd have a giant book, you'd be hunting for that needle in a haystack in that book to try and figure out what the hell's what. And these days, like, everything's available. Like, you can learn anything and you can use any language with practically no experience. Now, that is not to say vibe coding is pliable or even usable. Like, people that just go, I don't know why that's... All right, let me silence my phone. I don't know why that's like that. All right, there we go. But yeah, like the whole vibe coding thing, like where people just say, make this program in this language and do this. That's awful. Even making a full function is dicey at best. So vibe coding I don't really like, but what you can do around those systems and ask and learn is truly revolutionary. So from a teaching point of view, you can learn a lot. But will vibe coding ever get to the point where you can just feed it a prompt and it'll just spit out what you need? That's never going to happen. That's a fairy tale. People are insane. And if you think that's where it's at, you just don't know enough to know that that's never going to be achievable. You don't know what you don't know. It's a nice way of saying you're just stupid. You know, I don't mean to make fun, but yeah, it's just dumb. That's never going to happen. Now, to say that, it's still going to affect programming jobs, because junior engineers and those types of things coming up, well, I mean, do you really need a junior if you can just ask certain things, or like, hey, I need this really basic function, go ahead and scaffold this for me? It does a pretty good job of that, and I get that. for sure. So it's not to say it's not there. Yeah. Vibe coding is not coding, but if you have the right mentality, you can learn something that way. And that's where it's at. It's about asking the right questions and then learning from it. But, Your Winget tool to remove bloatware reduces processing so much. Oh, awesome. Good to hear, Indian. Will your tool always work across Microsoft BS or go through Linux to future-proof? So here's the thing about Microsoft and Windows. My tool, I've used Windows for decades upon decades, 30 plus years at this point. And I've been there for every iteration, and I've been a professional IT person directly responsible for Windows servers and many Windows systems for a long amount of my life, more than half my life. And Windows will always be customizable to a point, but it's like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here for everyone. They just keep adding a bunch of crap to it to where I'll just keep removing what I can, but eventually it's just going to be so much and it's going to be so convoluted that you are losing performance. Like a good example of this is gaming. Gamers out there, right? The Steam Deck and just Steam OS in general, let's just say, or just Linux gaming really, should have no place in competing with Windows performance. Every game is made for Windows. Full stop. Every game. It is compiled, tested, performance, Q&A, everything Windows. So, Linux should not be anywhere near it. Go rewind 5 years. It was about 20% across the board Linux lost to Windows, except for maybe some older and really niche user cases. Today, that lead has shrunk or maybe even altogether been removed to the point where Linux has pulled ahead of Windows. This tells you how screwed up Windows has become. They literally have all the advantages in the world, and Linux is beating it in performance in a lot of games. Not just a few handful of old games that are 15 years old and have compatibility issues with modern Windows, but a lot of games. That tells you Microsoft has done irreversible damage to Windows. And it's only a matter of time before everyone goes, oh, I'm losing performance by being on Windows. Not to say, this is not a perfect experience on, like, when I launch Steam, and let's see if I can launch it. It's been a little bit. But when I launch Steam here, it's not like a great experience all the time. It just depends on the game. But when I set my game up on my Linux box, it feels great once everything's set. And I never have to worry about it screwing up. Where on Windows, that's just not the case. It's not the case at all. So, it's just one of those things. So, to answer your question there, I think I was a little bit thing. Windows will always, Windows will always be there. And I think it's just going to get worse. They're going to build faster machines to make up for the performance pitfalls. But people, especially advanced power users and gamers alike, I think SteamOS is going to appeal to a lot of them. And it will become so big that people go, why would I use Windows? And I think that's already starting to happen. And I think once the Steam machine hits, I'm going to buy it just to support it. I may not even use it that much, maybe except for maybe a home theater PC. But there's a lot of really, really cool things that are happening in this space to where it's like, hey, there's really no reason to have a Windows machine. And I think that's the big thing. As far as the CachyOS, a lot of people are talking about CachyOS in the chat here. I've actually, I forget, did I move to that kernel? Let's see. So right now I am on Bazite's kernel. Now I think we have CachyOS. Thought I installed it at one point in time. Yeah, we have CachyOS LTS, CachyOS RC. Probably CachyOS and CachyOS headers is probably what we do. Heck, let's just install it real fast. Probably should do an update to the system too while we're here. It's been a minute since I updated this system. I think CachyOS kernel, actually. Bazite uses like 90% of what CachyOS did. So, it's pretty good. Oh, you know what? Let's just clear our cache. I don't know why my database sometimes return that. Let's just update our system and then we'll install CachyOS. AUR. Yeah, sure. Well, I probably don't need all that, but this system has just been through absolute hell. The fact it's still running. Can we just admire the fact that it has been, what is it, 584 days I've been on this, and I have just thrown it through the ringer. Massive customization, switching between different display renderers and everything. It just keeps ticking. It's kind of sick. How have I not broke this? Speaking of which, breaking, let's see, what about, how's time shift working? We haven't even checked backups in forever. Always have a good backup, right? Music seems a little loud. I'm gonna turn that down. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. I was like, why am I yelling? Yeah, you got to restart after kernel. Now, a lot of Linux updates you do not need to restart, but let's go here. Let's finish this update. Let's see how chat's doing too. Steam Machine. Thank you for the tip there, B3. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm gonna buy it just out of principle to have a home theater PC with that. But CachyOS kernel, everything I've tested on my inside PC, I think it runs that kernel, has been great. Omarchy. So I used Omarchy for about a month. I just don't like how opinionated it is. So I kind of changed a whole bunch of stuff, and then I started to make like my own Omarchy script, and then I was like, nah, it was just changing so much. And then DHH, I think, just went ahead and made his own distro and distributed through ISO for him. And I was like, okay, I'm out. Because I think they had an update where it bricked the bootloader with Limite. I think Limite or whatever bootloader they had ended up crashing out. So there's a lot of things there where I was just like, I'm going to just stick with my old Xorg/grub setup. And I pretty much uninstalled most of the Omarchy stuff. I think that I need to redo my fast fetch JSON file. So, yeah. Yeah, it was neat though. Like that's kind of where I was. Omarchy was great. I loved the fact it had so much good documentation. It was a tiling window manager. It was familiar enough that I think it's a great starting spot to kind of figure out what you like, what you don't like, and then you just kind of do your own thing. I think that's how everything in Linux does. It did not brick, restart only. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't part of that. I think it was during Omarchy 3.0 that happened, and I've already uninstalled almost all the packages that came with Omarchy. Microsoft keeps turning people away. How bad Windows 11 get in order to change Windows 12. I don't think Windows 12 is going to be any better. I think the big thing that I worry about with Microsoft is sheer incompetence. I think back in the day, sometimes they would do stuff that was just straight up anti-consumer, but it was done with a level of competency. The problem with today's Microsoft, the only thing that I can notice that has changed between now and, let's say, 10 years ago, the level of competency of Microsoft has gone down tremendously to where I don't know if they even have the talent to make a good product anymore. I think they have a lot of products. They have a lot of legacy code. They have a ton of tech debt. But I think they lack the skill, passion, and ability to actually make a good product. And I know this is going to piss some people off too. I think Apple is heading in that direction too. I think they're not as far along as Microsoft is, but they're definitely heading that way. It doesn't feel like they really have done anything since Steve Jobs died. And a lot of what they've put out has been just things that Steve was thinking of before he passed, and then they just refined it and made the logistics better and profit margins better. And it's just a matter of time before I think Microsoft and Apple are just something for the history books. What's your opinion of people that use Dash rather than Bash? It's said to be faster and more POSIX compliant. You know, I haven't used Dash, Selvin, so I need to actually look at that. A lot of people use ZSH for sure. Yeah. And that's kind of why I've, like, when I'm on Linux, a lot of times I focus on community run distros. Okay. I use Fish. You're trolling me now. Nobody uses Fish. I'm just kidding. There's probably one or two people that use Fish. How we doing on our install? So we'll get this, and then I want to install Cache, and we'll reboot actually, and go into the kernel. I can't remember what was the update. Usually there's an update size. Nah, we'll get it. Cache comes with Fish by default. That's a bold choice. Fish is not POSIX compliant from my understanding. Yeah, I'll try Dash though. I mean, that comment kind of turns me on. I really love Bash. ZSH is a close second, but and a lot of things about ZSH I don't like. I feel just more at home in Bash, so that's why I use Bash. But Dash, that's interesting. Fish is now written in Rust. Like, I don't understand the obsession with rewriting perfectly functional programs in Rust. Like, if something's working really well and it's written in C, why change it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it feels like people are rewriting crap in Rust just to say it's written in Rust. And I'm like, well, yeah, but why? Like, the Rust can have memory leaks too. I know it's memory safe language, but I think, what was it? Cosmic was one of the things that had happened where it it had a memory leak, or it was improperly allocating memory and it like bloated up to the gigs in size. So I'm kind of like, when it comes to memory leaks and memory safety in Rust, I think that's been disproven a lot. I think it's harder to have memory leaks probably in Rust, but to rewrite perfectly functional C programs in Rust, I think it's just kind of silly. Unless it's like, I'm trying to think of a good use case here. There's certain things that do make sense, but not everything. You can't just say blanket statement, if it was written in C, go rewrite it in Rust and it'll be better. That is not true. And that's been proven time and time again. So it's kind of like, if there's a good use case for it, but like minimal programs like grep and sudo, and other things that have been just proven and just tried and true great. Rewriting those small, such a cornerstone of programming in Rust seems silly to me. But, you know, what do I know? Anywho. Can you add an option to limiting your Starship with other shells at the moment, or have it in Bash and make it work with CSH manually? Probably. We can take a look at that. We need to actually look over in oh, how's this going, by the way? Let's just install these real fast. And we'll go over to LinUtil. I can't even remember what we were working on over here. We'll pull it up here in a second. I think we'll do the CachyOS kernel real fast too. Ray tracing. Do people actually use ray tracing? I thought that was just a gimmick to get people to buy more more graphics cards. Because if you look at games like 10, 15 years ago that didn't use ray tracing, and you look at games, modern games right now, I'm kind of like, I don't really notice a difference. I feel like ray tracing was just a gimmick to sell more GPUs, and everyone was like, yes, NVIDIA, sure, we'll buy all your cards. And there really hasn't been anything that's done with it. I just don't. I've never been a big believer in ray tracing. It feels like everyone just turns it off anyways because it's not worth the performance hit. Maybe it's just my eyes or something, because I just don't see the difference with ray tracing. Yeah, devs are being lazy and just slap ray tracing on it now. I think it does depend on the devs. And I think it was meant to reduce their workload, especially for casting like fake light and making that look realistic in the background, where back in the day they just did it by hand. And now they can just go, just throw it through ray tracing. It'll just make it for us. So I think from that point of view, maybe from a developer standpoint, a game developer, it may make sense. But from like a consumer standpoint, I feel like we all got completely crapped on with no discernible difference or benefit. Like everyone's like, look at this ray tracing, it's amazing. And I'm like, maybe? Yeah, I guess I can kind of tell. Oh, there's a reflection in the water. Wow. Anywho. How we doing? All right, we're finished there. We should be up to date. Do we have anything? Yep. All right, we're all nice and up to date. Nothing out of date. No old packages. We are gravy. Now, let's look at CachyOS real fast. Let's grab Linux CachyOS, and we'll also grab the headers. Because I have... oh, I'm actually not using... NVIDIA card in here anymore, so we won't have any problems there. So I don't think... Can't remember if I have a DKMS module or not. Anyways, we'll just go there. We'll just grab it. I think I might replace my keyboard again. I'm looking at... Really want like a QMK custom firmware keyboard. That's mechanical and I can flash myself. I did it on a glorious GMMK keyboard. I think it was like a 300% profile. And I really, really enjoy that setup inside. So much so I'm like, I just bought this Logitech keyboard and I'm kind of like, maybe. All right, let's just look at our grub setup real fast. All right. We do save our defaults. Everything else looks good. All right, let's just write out the boot grub.cfg. Redo our bootloader with cache. Yeah. All right. Now, close that. Revert. Yeah, I want to find a good mouse. I don't. So I have this one, the Logitech Master MX Master mouse. It's really good for like business use cases, but when I'm gaming, specifically RTSs, when I'm gaming with it, I don't like it that much. And I really like the feel of Razer mouse, just the hardware Razer mouse with the 2-button. It's just I hate them from a software perspective and just as a hardware manufacturer. But I like the mouse, so it's kind of like, I don't know. What's everybody's favorite mouse? A ZAS mouse? Okay. Yeah. G305 is my go-to. Not gaming type stuff. Yeah, that's like, I like my Logitech MX Master. It's great for business stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to, I think it's switching between systems when I game. It's just causing me headache. Oh man, glorious. Okay. Let's go. Oh, let me launch into my browser. Chrome for a while, I don't know why it does this, but there's this long latency on startup. And I remember looking at it, and it's fine once it's booted once, but it feels much like a Microsoft problem. I need to ditch Chrome. Just, God, I hate Chrome so much. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's pop out Twitch chat. Push you guys over here. Let's grab YouTube chat. Toss you guys over here. All right, we're gravy. We're back now. Yes, there we go. So I think everyone was like, okay, Vivaldi again. I don't think I can go back to Vivaldi. I think it's just too much for me. G305, $25, and it's awesome. Kingston Expert Trackball. Man, going old school. I didn't even know they still made those. Yeah, the Razer, it probably works just fine on Linux without... I don't even use software on my Windows machine for Razer. I just hate Razer software. It's literally the worst. That's why I have a blocker built into LinUtil. Yeah. I think I do have something with DKMS, by the way. Still use Thorium. Yeah, it just doesn't get updates enough. I think, you know... If it got more updates and there was more of a contribution or more people doing it, I would stick with Thorium. But yeah. Logitech software kind of sucks too. Yeah, I don't really use their software per se. I just like the functionality of their stuff. I know, I probably should just use Firefox. What was the new browser? Was it Zen? Zen was the big one? But, You said you don't use a Pi-hole or DNS level, but where do you use it? I think I have basic DNS filtering at the gateway level. What's your opinion of Omarchy? I think Omarchy's great for those that have never tried a tiling window manager. It's a great entry point to it, and then I think once you learn enough, you'll probably want to roll your own. On a gateway level, is that hard to pull off? Not really. I mean, as long as you're not using like your ISP's router, you know. I'm not using, like, I think I have AT&T or some crap, and I just put it into pass-through mode, send it all to a more of a enterprise or business level networking setup. So I obviously have a bit of privilege there. To where I'm just like, screw it, I'm just going to buy exactly what I want. Okay. So now that we've done all this, let's see. Do we still have LinUtil compiling and working properly? So the last build I did was on 9/29. Whew, it's like 2 months ago. Yeah, I've been lazy. Diablo 2 and Fallout 76. That's funny. Now, I'm trying to think, what do we need? Let's look through some of the issues and other things in LinUtil and see what users are saying that we need. First, let's go through the pull requests. There's a bunch of drafts in here. October. What's going on here? Adam got him. Adam is the anti. It's funny, like each project has like a couple of developers that obviously are pretty skilled. They will just rip this apart. Oh, that's so funny. Let's see what the code looks like, though. Adam was like, this code looks awful. Holy shit. What? $4,624 added lines, removal of 811 lines. What are you doing, man? Let's see what the actual code is. It's like just all like he went like, how much slop do I need in here, and decided to just say all of it. That is so terrible. Oh god, that's so bad it's painful. Oh my word. Oh, oops. I was like, let me come up a little bit. Let's go 150. What am I doing in the background here? Okay. What? Look at this. This is hilarious. Let's hide the tree. Like, none of this. What are you doing? Like he just said, screw it. I'm not going to be POSIX compliant. I'm not going to follow any of the standard coding guidelines. This is awful. This is awful. You should feel bad about submitting this. Oh my god, it's so bad. It hurts. Okay, let's try and be constructive to this person. Okay, let's try and yeah. Wow. It's his first PR and his last, probably. Yeah, man. Oh, that's just rough. That is rough. Very, very bad. Okay. Wow. This is a terrible PR. Some feedback before closing this and future PRs. Okay, let's just I want to be nice. First, only change one thing and make a PR on that. Making a nuke the world. Let's put that in quotes. Nuke the world. Commit like this would completely screw up all of the project and cause massive issues for everyone. Contributors, users, etc. 2. Using AI to add over 8,000 lines of code is just brain dead. And you should feel bad about submitting this. 3. Am I going too hard there? I mean, all right, let's go to the next one. Look at past examples of scripts and follow the structure of those scripts. Do not just make entire new structure and ignore all the current scripts. 4. You are mixing POSIX and Bash compliance in and out of all these scripts. POSIX compliance helps make sure all these scripts run on all shells, or at least the most used ones. Bash compliance generally only works with people using Bash. All right, let's just we'll just put terrible. I shouldn't roast him in that way. All right, let's see. Anything else I should add here? I mean, I could go through. I think that's enough, though. All right. So, first, change one thing, make a PR on that. Making a nuke the world helps no project in the world. Okay. 2, using AI to add over 8,000 lines is just terrible. Using AI to remove a few lines and make a concise PR is okay, as long as it is tested and doesn't add tech debt or bloat. I think that's a little bit better. Looking at past examples of the scripts and following the structure of the scripts, do not just make entirely new structure and ignore all the current scripts. You're mixing POSIX and Bash compliance. We went over that. I feel like that's good enough. I mean, I could probably go through and do like 20 points on this, but I think at this point, he just used AI and just vibe coded the hell out of this. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's just... All right, close with comment. Yeah, that's just bad. Sorry. I mean, what was that? What was that? Yeah. Tried to tone it down a little bit. I wanted to get the point apart. It's okay to be a little mean, but make sure you're constructive when you're mean. So that's what I was trying for, just to try and be constructive so that doesn't discourage him from writing ever again. But be harsh enough to where he doesn't submit another crappy AI post. The AI slop where it adds 8,000 lines to an existing project is insane. Yeah. All right, cool. We tighten that up. King Root. You didn't make that. I know you. All right. Now, Adam usually has a good PR. Let's do a palette cleanser. Usually his is very straight up. Nick's code needs to push and pull requests, update flakes through a PR every month. You can see everything works as it should. Okay. Skip merge, waiting for code under review. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's probably okay, Nick's YAML. So this is the GitHub action. Name Nick's, runs on a cron job that rebuilds once a day. Contents right and PR right. GitHub events schedule. Checkout V6. I think that's V6 on checkout now, but this was submitted a couple weeks ago. I think V6 just hit, so it's not the big deal. Install Nick's action. Update inputs. Sure. Adam's a big Nick's guy. Nick's is neat for enterprise work. It would drive me completely crazy running it here. Let's go. Adam did a lot of the early LinUtil work too. So, see that? It was one thing, small. It was a GitHub action. Now we can run this action just to double check. Let's see. Nick's. Let's see this go. See what it does in action. Looks good, looks good. Job was skipped, all right. All right, checks look good. On to the next. All right, add cursor as a developer tool. I bet you this looks AI already. I'm feeling it. The name Floofy Waffles. Cursor. Development tool. We got some alarm bells. I mean, what's the over-under here? We got another AI slop. PR. Let's see. All right, shell check. Oh, lordy. He's going back and forth with Adam. Adam is so patient. Look at him. What a Chad. All right, he's still going. God, that is a lot of back and forth for such a basic script. Let's see what the script looks like. You know what? Let's review this in code. What is this one? 1152. I think code would be easier so you guys can see what's up, as it's hard to read through browser. It's fine when I'm just all by my lonesome. All right. File, open folder. Let's go GitHub, LinUtil. I still like VS Code, man. For like just the browsing around, mouse movement. Vim is great for a lot of things, but I don't know. Certain other things I'm kind of like, I just want to use code. When it works. God, this is... What did I do here? It does feel like everything's running slow as molasses. I think that with Codium, I've used it for a bit. But every once in a while, the problem I had with Codium was the marketplace would screw up, and then it wouldn't load for me. What's your opinion of JetBrains? A lot of like friends and stuff that are like professional developers just swear by JetBrains. So I personally don't like JetBrains, but you know, again, let's just relaunch things. Maybe during the load it screwed up? I don't know. Weird. All right, source control, everything looks good. Let's now load it up. Oh, here we go. Ah, here we are. All right, here's the cursor. See? All right, cool. We got POSIX compliant. We're doing it in shell. He grabbed the common script, so then he can use existing ones. Checks the command. Nice. Nice. That looks like a pretty solid entry. Perfect. Even add it to the user guides. So I think it took him a little bit to get there, but after some back and forth, it looks like he's almost there. Now, let's see. Did that... let me reset this. I wanted to blow it up so everyone can see, but then nobody can read it. So, all checks passed. No bashisms. No typos. No shell formatting. Shell check looks good. Heck yeah. I think this guy did good. See, there was a first PR. He went back and forth. He did the work. Faith in humanity is restored here. How awesome is that? Look at how many revisions he had to go back through, but he got there, and Adam even helped him. That is amazing. So, let's go. Looks good. Approve. And then we'll squash and merge this bad boy. Branch protection must be fulfilled before merging. Did I forget to change that? I remember I was going to change. I was talking with Adam about it. And I think I never did. So once I approve it, merge without waiting for requirements, bypass rules. I got the approval. Request a change. Ooh, I think he never went back through. That's why it's saying I needed to bypass it. But anyways, it passed now. Looks good. Let's install Cursor with using his new script. See it in action, shall we? I think they put it in developer tools. Cursor bin. Here it goes. Oh, is Debian 13 causing problems for me, Dan? I haven't been on Debian in a minute. Yeah, Cursor does. I don't really use Cursor. I use just like VS Code, which is like a worse version of Cursor at this point. But VS Code like has enough AI assistance where I can ask questions if I need, but I don't have to like it. Cursor's really meant for the true vibe coder out there is how I kind of envision Cursor. At least last time I used it, that's what it felt like to me. So, like, I'll show you Cursor. We'll just launch it real fast before I uninstall. Okay. guess. Let's see. I think I still have an account. Okay, there it is. All right, we'll import all my VS Code settings. Sure. Last time I used Cursor was like a year ago at this point. We'll do IDE layout. Multi-agent layout. What the hell is that? There's definitely some new stuff they added. So let's pull on our project. What's this look like? Interesting. Wants me to sign into everything. Okay. I hate whenever you authenticate with GitHub, it always gives your IP. So it's a good way to doxing yourself. I've doxed myself so many times on stream, just signing into GitHub. All right, there we go. All right, now we're back. This failed to start NVim, command, git neovim already exists. Okay, great. Ignore it. So, close chat. So it looks almost identical to VS Code. I'm sure there's more that's happened. I guess you could change your agents. Started with agent layout. What is that? So I think the thing with Cursor is they want you to sign in. I think that's like a $20 fee or something a month. And then you can use multiple agents and stuff. But I don't know what the plan is and ask. So it's a little bit more involved than VS Code. But I wanted to just like sign in once and try it out. Just to show people. There you go. For you Cursor lovers out there. Okay. What else we have? Does public IP matter though? It depends if you're passing ports and things like that. I really don't pass any ports and I'm pretty locked down these days, so it's probably fine, but at the same time, if someone had like a bunch of compute power and they just hated me, they could probably DDoS me and it could cause some internet problems for me. At least for a little bit before they got blocked, probably by the ISP. Add script for installing and uninstalling desktop environments and window managers. Eesh. I think I looked at this a long time ago. Yeah. Looks like it's getting there. Shell check's still spitting up some errors. Although this was run a long time ago. Let's look at the code. I think it's far enough along that we can use it as a base. And then whatever problems it has, we can go through. It's not bad though. There's gonna be like dependencies for like River and other, like these are more obscure desktop environments and window managers, so they're not fully baked, but we can get it going at least. Desktop environments. Oh, that was the uninstall. Here's the actual install. Maybe he fills out some more of those. Yeah. That, that pretty much works. Ah, okay. DWM install doesn't work on the new Debian. Hmm. We'll have to test it out. Okay. Well then, let's go ahead and pull this in. We're gonna accept this PR. It's not perfect. I wouldn't use it for this, but it's a good enough starting or jumping off point. The only thing I'm worried about is this shell checks. Let's see if we can't fix some of that. What are the suggestions for shell check? Read without -R will mangle bad slashes. So we need to add that. Line 148. Let's see if that was actually changed. No. 148 was about it. Said there's a read. Ah, yeah, that wasn't actually added. Darn. So if we look at that, and I think it was shell check there.
Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so...
Snarf, thanks for joining the members, man.
Thanks for thanking of me.
All right, let's go. View Dell.
Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so...
Oh, man, I didn't even know you could gift memberships on YouTube. Much appreciated. All right, so 148, 162, 149. So let's just change all of these. Let me just check this out. And then we shall go here. All right. Now let's go to problems. Let's go to shell check, and then I think those should show up in here. Do we have shell check going on, though? Let's see. Shell check. Yeah, shell check's on. Where? Tips. Depend on target shell is yours. Add shebang or shell directive. Let's close these guys. Now, I believe I can just come here. Let's just try this. 148. Environments now. Give me the shell check. Yeah, there we go. Boom. How do you ignore C-spell? I want to ignore all C-spell errors. I think on the filter, we can just go active file only. And I do want to show warnings here, but I don't want C-spell. Ignore C-spell. This is what AI is good for. The Control-C? I can't remember. What the hell is the chat? Control Alt I. Change C spell. Change VS Code to ignore C spell errors, warnings in .sh files. So let's see what it returns. It's like a good Google, hopefully. Okay, so then you can do, so open up settings. Ah, perfect. Perfection. Okay, I think we can actually change that. Let's go agent. Oh, they added a plan in here too. That's new. Add sh files to ignore on C spell. And that should be like */**.sh language sh. Okay. So if it does that, it's actually going to add it. Yeah, it added it here. How about that? I don't think that works, but never mind. AI sucks. Yeah, anywho. Let's just use our brain and do it ourselves. Ooh, I like those overrides. What else we got? Let's just go here and go language sh shell script comma. Can we just disable it? What was the disable command? Disable shell script in this specific file. VS Code. And brain Phoenix, that's a little bit of a stretch. Let's go shell script. It's just enabled. That's what it was. I was like, what was the string? I can't remember. Let's go false. And that should be good. What happened here? It says incorrect type. Missing file name property. So it also needs file name.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
Star. Selvin, thanks for the super chat. What's your favorite init system? Probably OpenRC. OpenRC is pretty awesome. So, all right, so we got file name, language. Apparently it needs that for each one. I think we can just do a global. It might be regex, so we might need to do a dot star. This is just not working great, but let's go here. All right, now if we come back to here. Nice. Now it should only show the shell check errors with no C spell, which is exactly what I want. And let's close this. did we delete that VS Code thing? I can't remember. Yeah, let's just delete that. Okay. Gravy. So now let's fix these shell errors and we'll submit the change. Man, I'm so slow since it's been, you know, I was only gone for like a month. And I am just bleh. System D is the best. I mean, System D is the most widely used. It's the most uniform. I don't mind System D, mind you. It's just a little bloated for what it is. Is probably my only critique of it. Alright, so then let's go here. Oh, but the globbing here on the packages? I guess we can just... Doesn't really matter. Okay. Hey, UR helper is not going to need to be globbed, but whatever.
Yeah, well, to do the binds.
What's your opinion of Run It? Run It was... No, I'm thinking of Init D, aren't I? Was Ubuntu 16 Run It, or was that Init? I think it's the same thing, isn't it? Isn't Run It Init D? God, it's been so long. I could be wrong. I thought it was Init D and Run It was used during... No, it was not. It was not Run It. What uses Run It by default? God, I swear I used it not too long ago. Right now... Void Linux. Oh, Artix. That's right. On Artix, when I tried it for a hot second, I think I was only on Artix for about a week. I was using the Run It system. I wasn't a huge fan of Run It. It wasn't bad. It was really minimal. I will say that. So it wasn't like bad or anything. It was just different for me. And I was just more accustomed to OpenRC. I felt like OpenRC was just offered a little bit more to me. Gentoo Avoid, you can also use it. So I was thinking of Init D, Init system. Ooh, I think it was Ubuntu 16. Yeah, so I think it was Ubuntu 16 was the last Init D before they switched to System D. And I didn't mind Init D during the Ubuntu, old Ubuntu days. That would have been probably 8 years ago, I think. Yeah, no, maybe even 10 years ago that Init D was used by Ubuntu.
Yeah, well, to do the binds.
Okay. It's an init made by the community at Void Linux. See, I've never been a huge Void Linux guy. I appreciate them because they've always been, like, the thing about Void is they've always been like, hey, you can choose something other than System D by default. And it's always been that way, I think, since inception. That's fine. Read without R. Double quote. Alright, that one's good. Like I said, this isn't a perfect PR, but at this point I'm just kind of like, meh. We'll be fine. Later one on line 200. Oh. Select the window manager 1 through 7. River and Miracle window manager, you're not going to be using the script for those guys. Let's just get rid of them. Yeah. Yeah, Miracle and River are a little bit too obscure. Let's clean that up a little bit, shall we? I don't mind leaving some of the legacy code, but it's fine. That's just a shell check disable. Oh, why did we do a shell check disable here? Okay. That's fine. There's a backtick there. There we go. That's good. All right, now that should work. Let's test this. That should fix all our shell check errors. And then we'll rerun these checks. And we should be on 1070. Great. Let's do a cargo run. And then if we go system setup, desktop, and oh, I don't like where that's at. Let's go install window manager. It works. Okay. Let's clean it up. I think it was this one we're asking. Desktop. 1 through 9. Yep, 1 through 7 should be 1 through 9. Yeah, I think on Gen 2, we did a live stream where we installed Gen 2 and built it from kernel. It was fine. I was just like, I just don't get it, I guess. I know that, what is it, eMerge, and they do ship some binaries now, but I'm just like, it seems like you'd be spending a lot more time compiling crap than just loading it up and going. So I just don't understand why you'd spend the extra time compiling from source when people have already done it for you. Like I said, no shade. It's just like, I just don't personally get it from a user standpoint. I guess just for freedom. I think the full repo is in bin host now on Gen 2. Okay. I know they were shipping some binaries because people were just like, I have to compile everything from source, and they finally caved a little bit on that. So I haven't really used it since then. Okay, it does ship all binaries. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe I need to give Gen 2 another shot. Maybe we'll do a Gen 2 stream coming up. I feel like that's pretty darn good. Let's do a commit of this guy, and we shall fix shell check and a few errors in WMN install. Sync those changes up. All right, we'll rerun this. Let's go summary, pull requests. And let's rerun. We should see green checks across the board here once it goes through the unit tests. Drunk Gen 2 stream. Oh, man. Oh, the Xbox full screen experience AAK we will do on Thursday. Bashisms through. How we doing on the shell check? Oh, I like to see that. All checks passed. Perfect. There we go. Now we've got green check marks across the board. Let's squash and merge. Yeah, buddy. All right, we are back. Let's go back to our open pull request, and we are on to the next one. Yeah, no dirty Microsoft allowed today. I needed a palette cleanser after yesterday, man. You know, you can only do so much. Refresh this pull request. Come on. I feel like my VS Code's broken or something. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Virtual machine installs and creation. You know, I do often do that. I did a guide on this a while back.
Yeah, well,
A lot of commits here.
the dude abides.
Term 39 in GitHub. All right, AQ. What's term 39? What you got? A modern retro-styled terminal multiplexer inspired by Norton Disk Doctor. Written in Rust. I mean, that's kind of cool. You've piqued my interest. Term 39 brings the classic DOS aesthetic to your terminal with a full-screen text-based interface, window management, and terminal emulation. Okay. Oh, screenshot's broken. Really? So, let's go to the releases page. I bet you we can get a screenshot of term 39. 101, 102 stars. All right. Getting up there. Oh, dang. I'm like a squirrel. I'm just like, squirrel. Just all over the place. Oh, man, that's cool. See, I think this is what people don't get about Linux. Like, it's just stuff like this. Like, will you actually use this on your day-to-day? Probably not. Is it cool? Hell yeah, it is. You know? But, I mean, it is a terminal multiplexer. Maybe. Gosh. The nostalgia overload there, man. I dig it, though. I'm going to star it. I might come back to it. There might be something that I have that and I'm like, oh, you know what? I remember seeing that on stream. Term 39. That's cool. All right, sorry. Back to the PRs. Back to the grind. What do we got? Oh, the new Microsoft Edit application. Brave man. Brave man. Oh, this isn't even done. This is a draft. Although it's from August. Fascism. Pull request. Draft. Remove Ghosty from user guide. What? Oh no. What do we got? Nemato is just like going ham here. Let's see what the scripts look like. Oh yeah, Quick EMU is great for Debian-based systems. Quick EMU kind of sucks on everything else, though. I tried to use Quick EMU. They might have an installer on Arch now, but I know like Fedora, it's like non-existent. At least last time I looked. Don't quote me on that. Oh, that's actually pretty good. See how he does his dependency. Oh.
Yeah, well,
Oh, damn. He is trying to go full on direct CLI QEMU. That's crazy. Debian Linux. Debian Linux is the OpenRC Debian. I used it for a couple days. It was okay. If you really want a system D alternative for Debian, Debian is probably the best project going for you. It's just not my cup of tea. VirtualBox, Fedora. Man, this seems like a lot of work for something that you should probably just use Virt Manager and be done with it, right? Am I missing something? Well, he's got Virt Manager down here. Ew, VirtualBox. Gross. What else we have? No boxes. I mean, it's a good, like, scaffolding setup for some of this. Just worry he's trying to do too much. Although, you know, he has it pretty much segregated out to each individual script for its own virtualization. And he's following all the structure. I wonder what's up with all the comments here. Oh, he's taking the current Arch-based script and commenting the whole file out. I wonder why. Very interesting. I would just delete the file. Because we already have some virtualization scripts in the toolbox. Huh. I'll leave the draft open, actually. We'll see if he ever comes back to it. We may end up just closing it. You gotta learn to say no sometimes. That's true. Very true. Although he hadn't come back since August. He ain't ever coming back. What was the last commit? When was this done? Dude, this is so many commits. Where's the date on this thing? You think I would know where that's at, but alas, I do not. No. Yeah. All right, we're closing it. We're just gonna close that. Sorry, buddy. It's just doing a little too much for something we already are kind of doing more minimal on our side. All right. And virtualization setup is kind of system specific. Like, there's massive differences. Having one virtualization script that does virtualization in Arch-based, Fedora-based, and Debian-based make more sense. Because when you try and combine them all, like, virtualization in Fedora is way different than both Debian and Arch. And likewise, Arch and Debian are more alike when setting up virtualization, but there's still certain nuances to each distro-based approach to that. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of like them separated out like they are now. Docker IO container registry. Do you want to add Docker IO to unqualified search registries? Yeah, that seems okay to me. Just add registry, adding it to Podman setup. I'm good with that. Let's look at our checks. Good to merge. All checks passed. Gravy. And look at that. Merging can be performed automatically. Squash merge. What do you think about online AHing? I don't even know what that means. Huh. Okay. Continuing up the chain here. Oh, Caleb, you got some X's. I bet you got bashisms. Add battery for laptop. Oh, this was like a DWM merge. Yeah, I'm kind of doing my own thing on this one. Let's close this one out. On to the next. Yeah, that was for my DWM back in the day. A Redot game engine install. What the hell's Redot? Godot, maybe? Or is Redot something different? No, he said Redot like multiple times here. Yeah, game engines. All right, let's check with chat. What do you guys think here? If I missed anything. Godot's bad for Godot gone woke. Okay. Is it like Glimpse? Remember that when people were forking GIMP? Oh, okay. Okay, so Redot is good. Seems controversial. Well, we'll just close it and move on. I mean, I don't really... Like, game engines is such an obscure thing to include in an all-in-one install utility that I'm kind of like... If you're doing game development... I mean, I guess you could add a little add-in, like a developer tab for it, but I mean, just it's such a niche use case. Like, how many game developers really are there? And I mean, most of them, I think, use Unreal at this point. Yeah. Alright. Either way, I'm not stepping in that. I'm just going to close this, and we're going to just move on. Alright, Nala backup adjustment. What do we got here? New version of Nala. Man, it's been a while. Again, it's been a while since I've been on Debian. But I remember I did a video specifically going, use Nala instead of APT because the front end. Nala is just a front end for apt that doesn't suck. So I'll probably just accept this as long as our checks passed. Linked an issue. Alright, that looks good. Jared's done a bunch of PRs for us too. Jared's really good. I always remember the contributors that do a good job. At least most of the time. Oh, I like it. Okay. It's checking, it's doing it if file exists in sources.list fetch.sources. Then go ahead, copy this to here as a back file. And this just kind of backs up things. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's approve that. All checks, merge. Yeah, George Carlin was the GOAT, man. Love George Carlin. All right, what do we have now? Went down a rabbit hole of things that needed to be fixed. So installs on Debian 13. This is what people were talking about earlier about Debian 13 installs weren't installing properly. Let's see what Jared fixed here. I bet he fixes up a bunch of this. Ah. Yeah. Interesting. Then just removing all of this for Lutris, grabbing Lutris and installing here. Perfect. Thank you, Jared. What a Chad. Look at that. Fixed it all, remove 17 lines, add 17 lines. Beautiful. Let's go. All right, let's pull. We've done a couple runs. Let's make sure we still compile pretty good. Looking good. All right. Let's continue through this. And we'll also check to see. Pull requests. Game emulators. Trying to think. Yeah, we should probably do game emulators. Adobe alternatives. Now, I think this is going to be a good one. Adobe alternatives is kind of like something that needs to have... Oh, my God. That's a lot. I have no ideas what's up with the Bashism workflow. Yeah, failing. Ghosty. Ooh, good lord. Let's see the commit timeline here. Flatpak is a catch-all. That's fine. Alright. Yep. Uh-huh. Damn, he put in some work on those commits. Let's see what we got. Oh, 1,000 lines, though? Let's see what he's doing. Oh, okay. So, adding design tools. Ardour. What the hell's Ardour? Record, edit, mix on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Looks like a FOSS version of like a DAW. Okay. That's cool. Wow. It kind of blows my mind how much free software and how much just time and effort gets poured into this stuff. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Ardour is a DAW. Yeah. I haven't used that very much, but okay. Design tools, Audacity. Blender. I remember I took a Blender course once. Darktable for PNGs and such, or SVGs. GIMP. Yep. Handbrake. That's classic. Inkscape. Another classic. Krita. There you go. MyPaint. Any MyPaint users out there? Yeah? Interesting. DistroBox is amazing. DistroBox is fun to... I don't use DistroBox to actually run any programs, but I do use it for testing. So it's actually good from a development standpoint. You can just test syntax and certain scripts. Like if I'm on Arch, I can test Debian scripts. I can test, you know, Nix scripts. I can test a whole bunch of different scripts all at one go. Here's another one. Natron. I don't think I've ever seen Natron. What is that? Natron, node-based workflow, group merge, tinker, achieve just about any effect, create pixel, perfect mats, set extensions, and more. Huh. Really? Node-based compositing backed by the freedom of open source. All right, cool. OBS Studio. Olive. Oh, man, it's been a while. I wonder how Olive is. I remember testing that out like 5 years ago. OpenShot. That's a classic. Penta. It's okay, I guess. Scribus. It's pretty good. I used Scribus for something. I can't remember what it was. What about Synfig Studio. Anybody ever heard of that one? That's a new one. Finding all kinds of new pieces of software. Synfig, open source 2D animation software. Really? Animation software for free on Linux too. Sure. Okay, I can see why this was such a big commit now. Dang. All right. And then we just add all of these. These are mostly all design tools, everything we just talked about. Very cool, though. Is this Jared again? I feel like it's Jared. Oh, no. This was Namato. All right. Let's merge that up. Me mispronouncing things? Never. It's just the American in me. What can I say? Oh, and then we got a draft by Namato. He's grabbing all the game emulators. Bro. 2 months ago. We'll see. He might come back to this one. I'm going to leave it open. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's look at issues real fast. Add support for additional shells in Starship prompt. Probably should do that. My bash causes booting issues on Omarchy. Really? We resolve this by adding a missing guard. Huh. Wayland only DEs with the lines in the bash RC. Oh. That shouldn't be in the bash RC. That should not be there at all. So that is not Omarchy or Cosmic's fault. That would be my fault. Sad face. All right. Let's go to that script and change that. That needs to be... Where are you at, script? All right. I believe that's in core, source. Nope. Tabs, I mean. And bash. ZSH. Oh. My bash setup. Okay. So this is grabbing from the my bash repo. Doing the Starship. Okay. Let's go to that repo. Got it. Yeah. just going wild. That's the thing I love about Linux, man. It's just like a never-ending rabbit hole of stuff. So much fun. So much fun. What was I doing here? Dude, it is here. Bro, come on, Titus. What you doing, man? Lame. Restore Zoxide in it and bash. That's not what's happening. Remove start X from bash script. Stupid copilot. AI is going to change everything, but yet I can't even tell I just deleted something that there. All right, cool. So that's fixed. We can now install bash on Omarchy, whatever, anything and everything. I don't know why that start X was there on TTY1. Anyways. Regardless, that should be fixed now. Let's go back to LinUtil issues. See if there's anything else pressing. That's a pretty big issue, though. What was that? Yep. Let's reply to this. Official my bash repo. Do this anymore. Close with comment.
Yeah, well, the dude about
Jimmy, thanks for the tier 1, man. All right. Well, what other big issues that's kind of standing out here that we could probably tackle? Arch install with no Vue option. Does anybody even use no Vue anymore? I mean, hell, you got the open source NVIDIA. I don't see the point. For sake of simplicity, having another prompt ask you if you have an older NVIDIA GPU and asking the end user if they want to use no Vue drivers instead of NVIDIA LTS drivers during initial prompts would be ideal. Okay. I mean, there are people with old NVIDIA cards. You sad sack of individuals that, oh, that's sad. But, I mean, what else can you do, really? All right. Anything else? Issues with Wi-Fi manager. What's going on here? Omarchy. Omarchy has its own. Huh. I'll have to check that out. I don't know what's going on with Wi-Fi manager. I don't have Wi-Fi here to test. I need to do that on a laptop. Switch Omarchy to official install. I believe I've already done that. Let me double check. Where's Omarchy? Now, I think this, I don't even know if this will work anymore, because Omarchy keeps changing. Let's double check. So I did change this to the official, but let's see what we got. Okay, that does still download the bash script. Ah, okay. Does he still have a script? So here's this. He just has the download of the ISO right now. Go manual. Getting started. Manual install. Did he get rid of the install script altogether? Nope. Nope. He does have it right here. All right. Nope. Still rocking. We leave it. Done. This is switched to official. Docs. Official repo. Close with comment. All right. DWM script failed. Man, I have so much work to do on DWM. I don't even want to think about how much work I still have left to do to try and make that universal. What DHH did with Omarchy, I think is, man, that's such an achievement. Because trying to make things universal for every install on Linux is just a monumental task. I think it's just so easy to be like, oh, I can do that. You can do it for you, but to do it for like everyone and then take all the different use cases and setup, it's just such a different thing altogether. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, well.
Our Kirk, thanks for tier 1. All right, what else we got? Wind boat. I need to look at Windboat again. Windboat was like running Windows programs through like an RDP connection, I believe. I don't see any of the other. What about this one? Ah, okay. Reflector. All good to implement. So reflector itself had a bug. You could do rate mirrors instead of reflector. And then I think that just kind of went cold after this. Are we still using reflector for this update? Oh, I think we should probably do something like that. I kind of like this setup right here. Well, that's how I'm doing it right now. So users in Asia, I think, are causing the big problem here because it's not properly selecting the country code, maybe. Yeah, this is just like another thing when you're doing like a global tool. You have to kind of think about some of the more obscure stuff like this. And then you also have localization to consider. Do we have that in the toolbox itself? Oh, I got a new PR? Okay. What's the better... let's see, what do you got? I do claim the terminal... Peter, what's the best tool now? Rate mirrors? Because let's see. Rate mirrors, probably? Did I miss it from Peter? You still like StarCraft 2, Peter? Come on. Give up StarCraft 2. It's a dead game. Blizzard's an evil company. Move over to Microsoft and Age of Empires 4. I love Age of Empires 4. I still do. God, I'm playing the crap out of that still. Oh, so good. That's great. My problem is... No, I don't see it. What do we have? Omarch is kind of cool, but Linux is lacking the agency of Windows 11. It means I can't survive in the new era of super smart computing. Linux is just so different from Windows. It's hard. You can't take what you've learned in Windows and really apply much of it in Linux. That's the downside to switching to Linux, is you have to relearn everything. So, like, let's say you're a power user in Windows. It's just so hard to switch to Linux because everything you know just is not really applicable. Almost everything's terminal CLI based to really do well. Currently having to keep myself from playing AoE because it got a bit out of control. Graz, I get you. Yeah, I'm the same way here, man. Reflector, verbose, country, curl, JQ, dot country code, protocol, age, 12, sort, mirror list. Really? Think that'll work? Let's go. Oh, fat bastard. Any update for one shot? If we have time tomorrow, we're going to look at the Xbox full screen experience. And then if we have time, we'll look at one shot. And then we're going to go crazy. We're going to go ham. If we don't get it this week, we'll get it next week. I promise. You should play the best RTS 2. I know, I do. It's called Age of Empires 4. It's not StarCraft 2. I don't think they even do tournaments for StarCraft 2 anymore. At least not here. AoE 4 is where the new hotness is. Give it up. Give it up. StarCraft 2's yesterday's news.
Yeah,
Yes.
the dude abides.
Oh, Thursday. Thursday. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Thursday is when we'll do that. Did I say tomorrow? All right. So we've got that in. We've got AoE's also good, but the hotkeys are a bit clumsy not having camera hotkeys in the menu. You can hotkey it though. You can do it. Omarchy. Omarchy's a good tiling window manager to start with. It's a great, it's well documented. Probably the most well documented, best out of box experience out of most window managers you can go. But once you learn enough, you'll probably expand and elevate past Omarchy. But it's okay. I just don't like a lot of the stuff that's added to it, but it's an opinionated install. So if you don't know anything about Linux, you don't know anything about the software and stuff, I think Omarchy is a great starting spot because it shows you, hey, all this is here. And then you can go, I like this, I don't like that. And then you can kind of take the things you want and then reinstall to something that's even better. And I think that's like just the nature of the beast. Kids don't appreciate a good RTS. I know. Kids these days. All right. Oh, we still haven't. So do I have a reflector set up? I do kind of want. How about this? Let's set up. Dude, there is no rhyme or reason to this. What the hell's going on here? We gotta fix this. What? What am I doing? Ain't no rhyme or reason to that. Let's let's fix that. Let's go system setup. Tab data. All right, let's use AI to fix this. Here you go. Watch. This is the beauty. Look at look at data.entries and the name field needs to be in alphabetical order. Fix it. Fix it now, robot slave. See, this is what it's actually good for. It's not actually good at thinking or actually doing anything that requires any kind of problem-solving skills, but it is very good at the really monotonous, like going line by line and going, oh, this is A, this is B, okay, and it'll just sort it all. Now, there's probably a better way of doing this. This is TOML. There's probably like a TOML alphabetical tool that I could use, maybe. Does anybody in chat know? While we wait on our AI overlords to sort that for me. Alphanumeric. Nan, you are a Chad. Yes, that's what I need to use. Oh, new chat response is done. Well, what do you recommend? Well, you gotta... Omarchy's a good starting point, and then you go from there. You gotta learn what you don't know first. Then you'll know what you don't know. Big brain thinking. Yeah, they both have issues for sure. Alrighty. Okay, so Arch entries are now sorted. Fedora entries are also now sorted. Perfect. That's what I need. That is a thing of beauty. I was like, man, that just looks too ugly. I can't do non-alphabetical. This is all screwed up too. Ugh. And that's messed up. I mean, it's better. But it's still messed up. Okay. What? Yeah. See, this desktop environment setup should be there. Desktop environment setup should be... Yeah. All this, let's bring that up. So you have data, Alpine. So you got Arch. Okay, so then you got the pre-existing conditions. Okay, so then Arch, Debian, Fedora, virtualization pre-existing conditions. Wait, why is pre-existing conditions better FS value for virtualization? That doesn't make any sense. What? Virtualization doesn't show up unless better FS is installed? How the hell does that make any sense? I'm gonna delete that. Crackheads. Okay. Ooh, we do have a preconditioning for jQuery to be... Oh, no, that's 24. Oh, yeah, that's a specific version. Yep. Now, that looks great. Now we can put the desktop conditions with this. Desktop environments at the top. Honestly, I could have just put this at the very top, but... What if... the problem with developing something is sometimes you're just like, I just kind of want to engineer something so I don't have to do this every time. We should just alphabetize it using Rust. Alphanumeric. And then it doesn't matter where these things get entered. Although if you do that, then the JSON file kind of gets out of control, and then you're like, where the hell is this? And then you're just constantly doing finds. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tomorrow Chris problem. All right. All right. Let's run that. Let's fix that up. Yeah, better. Better. Compile setup is often wrong too. Damn it. Why do people do that? Yeah. Build prerequisites and compile setup should be pretty much the same damn thing. Like, what? No. That is the same script. That somehow got added. Deleted. Okay. Alright. Blame AI. Always adds extra shit you don't need. Stupid computers. Fix. Ooh, we didn't fix alphanumeric too. Let's go ahead and fix the other ones. Why we're here. Alright, tabs. Is there a faster way? Does chat know a faster way to do alphanumeric sorting using TOML files? What is the fastest way to do alpha numeric sorting in TOML files? Cargo sort. What is that? Is that a library that does it for me? Check if tables and items in the TOML file are... Nice. This will check your cargo TOML dependencies and are sorted alphabetically. Project created solution, blah, 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 cross-platform. Just use the format option. Bro. I get why some people love Rust. This right here is pretty slick. You just do cargo sort. Bro. How cool. Huh. Wow. That's cool. What did it come up with? What did the AI come up with? So we've seen how intelligent Twitch chat gave us the perfect solution. Thank you, Cart450. You're a Chad. What did AI say instead? It said using the sort command, okay, using Taplow, TOML aware recommended, you can do Taplow-CLI and then go Taplow format reorder keys TOML file. You could use Python if you want to be super slow. You could use JQ. Okay. It did not come up with the correct answer. Twitch chat wins. All right, so let's see. How do we implement cargo sort? So let's reprompt this. These all seem like slow and out of date solutions. Wouldn't cargo sort using... Oh, 1 second. Let me grab that. Be better? I bet it says, you're absolutely right. I am right. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Since all the files are... So you could just go workplace grouped cargo TOML. There are multiple tab data.toml files nested in core tabs. Okay, so then sort all tab files. Or if you would like each file sorted. Huh. So then you could run that to sort all of them. How cool. So let's just create a little shot command here. Find core tabs. Let's go. Sort. TOML files.sh bin sh. All right. Let's just go here. Let's build a script file. Any recommendations for this? Let's see if it has any recommendations on top of this sh script file. Looks good. A few recommendations. All right, I like it. Just gonna install cargo sort if it's not already there. And then it adds a little echo command. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's insert that into terminal. Sounds good to me. And then it should sort all our TOML files. But will it do it correctly? Okay, so system setup. System setup has been rewritten. Security is sorted already. Utils is sorted already. Applications is sorted already. I don't think I got it right. I'm not certain it got all those correct. So if we look, I bet you. Well, that looks good actually. Cursor, GitHub, Jet. That looks good too. I'll be damned. That actually looks really well. Really well done. Oh, never mind. What the hell? Looking at Thorium and Zen, why didn't cargo sort work on this file? Riddle me that. Cargo.tom. Oh, so cargo sort's meant for cargo.toml dependency tables, not arbitrary TOML files. It focuses on dependencies. Oh, Tableau is the right tool to use because of this. Oh, damn, AI was right all along. Oh, sad face. Well then. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, do that. Yes, do that for me, slave. You checking the chat, big dog? Oh, sometimes. I probably should check it more. Before I run this, let's see what it says. Let's see. Oh, for LinUtil, man, you probably want to use WinDev. We just did a release. You can check that out later. First time being on stream. How's it going? Great. Sometimes I check chat. You can check other chat over here. People have been here for a while. Be like, yep. One day, Titus will read. All right, they're having their own chat over there, so we are clear. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna install the Tableau sort command. Cargo sort is only for cargo dependencies. Although I think I might use cargo sort just to sort the cargo dependencies in the cargo.toml files. Might actually be a good thing. I don't ever ignore you guys. I love y'all. Yep, okay. Well, it's sorted. All done. Entries within Echo in alphabet. I'm fixing the torn. Okay, let's see what we got. No, you don't see it. You sit on a throne of lies. You sit on a throne of lies. Look at the file. Let's see. Fix the sort TOML. Let's go sort TOML shell. Then when it works, we know because that entry will show correctly. And I can verify you're not lying to me. I should have put shell script. It might not know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe. Good lord, what's it doing? What? What are we doing? God bless. Really? Python? I'm a defeated man. Yeah. Screw it. Let's go Python. Sure. Let's run it. Okay. What's the changes this time? That's not going to work. You can't do pip3 install direct on Arch. It's going to say will cause system insecure instability. But sure, let's let you figure that out. Oh, look at that. There's the error I know. You need to do a VNV, virtual environment. Let's see if it can figure that out. Stupid AI. Oh, we're just going to say screw it. We're going to make a temporary Rust script. Okay, that makes sense. Why not? Bro, can it not stay in its lane? We literally have gone from using cargo sort to using Rust, Taplow, and then it was like, hey, I'll create a custom Python script. And then it was like, let's make an entire temp Rust file and move that into here. And then we'll recompile and change the cargo TOML file. Like, look at how insane this suggestion is. Obviously, we're going to go undo. Yes, that is just absolutely crackhead levels of insanity. Like, what are you doing? You crackhead. What are you thinking? Rust? Temp? Files? It's a script. Leave it a script. Fix it properly. Like you are not on drugs. Okay. This is like not how you prompt engineer. I know. But I'm just having too much fun at this point. I can't stop. I think that's the thing that most people miss about prompting on AI. You just have fun. You know? It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, this is just a script to sort TOML files. Like, who cares? Have fun with it. But obviously, still double check it because holy crap, that would have been really, really bad. What are we doing now? All right, we're going to just use a basic find command. We're going to awk it. Okay, that's good. I'm surprised it doesn't use JQ. But that's okay. All right, cool. All right, now we've got it. Are we ready? Are we ready for the amazing awesomeness? Ruh-roh, Scoob. I think it made a giant boo-boo. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a big boo-boo. If you look, we've got some problems. It reordered all of the entries to be all in one, and that completely screwed the pooch because now everything's going to be in one folder. Oh no. What have you done? All the entries are now mixed up instead of being nested underneath their data. So you got your data entry under the data entry. Undo it and then fix the script. Oh no. What, just Control Z. Oh, what are you doing? No, skip it. Just undo what you did. Okay. Whatever. Let's just discard these changes. Yep, discard. Boop. Okay, skip. That's fine. Oh, it changed all those data files. Oops. We're going to discard all these changes real fast. Just because I'm not sure what it did. Thank God for Git, right? I'm always talking up Git. Alright. Okay, here we go. We're back in business. Alright, so we have these. Let's find our Thorium, Zin, all this browser mix-up. It wants to rechange this. Let's look at the script file, which pull that up. This time, it's going to do these preconditions. Let's make sure it didn't change it into a Rust temporary file to run or some nonsense. All right, that looks good. Yep, let's keep that. And almost that time. So close. It did fix this, which is fantastic. No, actually that worked. Actually? Yes. So you got all of them now that are properly aligned. All right. Watch it fail to compile. That'd be hilarious. Oh, that's too funny. Okay. We have a problem with one of the data files, a TOML error in, it looks like the gaming one. What did you do? So close. Ooh. Nope. Problem with the script again. Before was moved. And let's see, problem. Let's try and actually tell it what it did wrong. Data should never be moved because that should never be moved. Only sort data entries. I think just doing data entry should be fine. Let's discard all these changes. All right, one more time. We're almost there. People are like, damn, you could have just written this, Titus. It's more fun this way. All right. Okay, so we've discharged that. It says it's fine, but I don't think it's right. Let's look at the script itself. We might have to manually fix that. So let's come back to sort TOML. Data.preconditions, data.entries. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Data and data.preconditions are moving, and they should never. Yeah. See, it's just gonna go off the rails here, I think. Maybe. Okay. Skip. Yes, okay. So before it was only doing data, not data preconditions, which left problems. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Entry. That's fine. All right, great. Chop out most of that. We don't need to restore. Now, I'm certain this is going to work. Okay, it only changed 2 files this time around, which is great. Tor, Zin. Oh, there we go. Just Tor and Zin. That's exactly right. Perfection. Did we just spend an hour doing this? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. It's just cool. I dig it. It changes that. Perfect. So now it'll automatically sort all this. Oh, that's so cool. This doesn't need to be there. Let's clean that up. Beautiful. Fix sorting in LinUtil. This wasn't even an issue. I forget what issue I was on when I ran into this. I was like, this is just awful. Let's call this branch name. Let's make it sorting TOML files. Gravy sorting. Let's go origin, shall we? Yes, let's create a pull request as well. Yes. Good Lord, can you even read that? All right, there we go. This is going to be a new feature and a bug fix and a UX improvement. All right. Adding sort script for all TOML files. Testing. Add AI, delete a bunch of stuff. And then restore it. And then delete it. And then restore it. Until it turned into magic. Impact. Things actually show up in order. Issues. Just the issues in my head. Additional information. We'll leave that. Alright, code adheres. Perform self-review. Commented code. Made corresponding changes. And we got no merge. Cool. Let's make us a PR. Yes. Should we have Copilot review this as well? I think we should. Okay. What do we think, chat? Sorry. I'm checking in. I think we're good. I haven't missed anything. Oh, there is a TOML support project. Oh, it's Python. I kind of like just using awk with a find. How's the Lynx book going? Ooh, I need to pick it back up. I made some progress, but it's just been slow going. Quickly review your PR. Yeah, you can review it. All right, so we're good here. Let's, we need to pull that down, shall we? Let's close this out. Can I even review my own PR? Probably not. Oh, wait a second. We've got some problems. Let's label it. Labels. Let's go priority low. UX UI. All right. Next up, label PR request. Line 1 in runner work temporary. What the hell's that? If this was label PR because I didn't label it. My bad. Doing it from VS Code. I forgot to add the labels. Oopsies. Let's just can we rerun this easily? Retry. Let's rerun those failed jobs, shall we? Still have a problem. What happened there? Is this happening in label PR? Huh. It's probably something with a permissions issue with the workflow. Yeah, let's see if we can't fix that real fast. Oh, are you not a moderator, Rux? Holy crap. What? Oh. Managing moderator, yes. You're now a managing moderator. I didn't read it correctly. My bad. My bad, Rux. I forgot. Awk is so good, though. I love it. It's simple. Quotes, okay. Okay. Great. Take that. PR label fix. Commit. Actually, no. Let's just commit it. Commit anyways. What else do we have? What was the other error? Probably just something with the blank workflows. What was that? I think it was shell check, actually. I think this is going to error out. We might actually have a syntax problem. You know what? I bet it's something with that sort TOML. There's a bashism in there. Let's see. Yeah, so I knew that was going to do that. Running shell check. It looks like line 8, characters 13, for loops over find argument are fragile. Use find exec or a while read loop. All right. Let's see what we can fix there. So then let's come back into here. Come on down. We'll fix this up real fast. Get out of here. So line 13. Yeah, let's fix that, huh? Okay. I don't think we really... it doesn't matter, though. Okay, great. And just to double check to make sure that doesn't screw up anything, let's do a sort. See if we have any changes here. Looks like we have a space at the end. No other changes. It's weird it added a space, but that's okay. All right, that should fix the bashisms. Commit to this branch. We got our working tree done. Shell script should be good to go. Now, we should have all green check marks back on our PR. So fix the sorting, fix the shell check should be good to go. Probably just needs to rerun. Let's refresh. What? No, it hasn't. Let's just rerun the job. Should be good though. All right. We get our shell check installed. Let's go to the shell formatting. Come on. What? Oh, I think this actually was queued up, so I think I just should have waited longer. Wait, what happened? No, that's... Oh, I forgot to push. Oops. I was like, that's not right. My bad. I forgot to push the changes. All right, now it'll rerun. And it'll be great. Are we ready for all green check marks? Unit tests. We're looking good. Looking good. What do we think? I think it's going to be all right. Oh, look at that. All checks have passed. Perfect. Why do we have two shell script checks? You got shell check, and then you got shell... Oh, shell formatting. Okay. Yep. Great. And if we look at the files changed in this review, let's just double check. Fixing the PR labels so it doesn't cancel out. We have a couple reorganizations from the sorting. A couple fixes here. Entries right here should be fixed. Great. And then we have our sort TOML file. It's just using basic find and awk, which is in every Linux distro. And that's it. So I can just run this file. I know this was like a little bit of a detour, but whenever you have like an open source project like this and multiple people are adding crap to it like all the time, I just wanted an easy way I could just run a TOML script that would just automatically sort every single TOML file in there in all the entries properly. So then I can be like, oh, cool, yeah, I appreciate the addition of this piece of software. And then it doesn't screw up all of the changes. So it should then look really nice. We'll just hit merge and confirm and bypass. So then we've merged this PR and let's go. We're still, we are on that git switch main. Let's pull down these changes. Now, when we do a cargo run, should just pop right up and everything is alphabetical across the board except for this damn file. Oh, son of a what? Huh. Maybe it's sorting by script and not name. So you got this. Where's Podman? Podman should be below this. Oh, these are all data. Oh, crap. That's right. Okay, so we got to redo that script. Okay. So close. All right, one more shot. One more shot. I'm almost there. We're like right there on the precipice of greatness here. This needs to sort data as long as it is not as long as not followed by a data.preconditions or data.entries, as this needs to follow the parent data. I feel like that's good. This needs to sort data as long as it is not followed by data preconditions or data entries, as this needs to follow the parent data. I feel like that is pretty straightforward. It should fix that. Maybe. I know, get good, scrub, right? Well, the problem is I don't want everything to be sorted. So it's like a conditional sort depending on certain conditions being met. And if you're gonna sort the parent data, it needs to take preconditions and the entries with it. So it's a little bit more of a complicated sort than you'd think because of how we structured it. Now, if I could go back in time and how we initially set this up and we called it something different, we called like a folder something other than data, would have been ideal. But what's done is done. I'm not rewriting all that. We did that. We're gonna stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. It got exactly what I was asking for. Now it's rewriting. Okay, we got the data block, capture header. Okay. This is where it needs to grab preconditions and then also the entries. Okay, let's try it. Hey, we even chopped off some lines. Okay, so then if we look at this, we can see, good night, this is a big file. Right where it says grub flatpak kitty, you'll see podman compose link. So around line 384, this should change once we do the sort. Okay, so that definitely sorted it, but it also pushed the web browsers, which is a folder containing. I wanted the folders at the top, but at this point I'm like, screw it. Let's see what this looks like, actually. It does look like it worked. Might not like how that looks. I don't know. I mean, it did work. Part of me, I'm just struggling. Do I want the folders at the top grouped together, or do I want them in alphanumeric order? I probably should have thought about this before I went to going crazy with the script here, but you know what? I think we're gonna leave it. What's chat think here? We got Windows going on over at YouTube. What's Twitch think? Damn it. Always directories at the top. You know what? You guys could have given me this one. Y'all are a bunch of savages. Absolute savages. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you could have just been a little bit nicer. Just said, oh yeah, Titus, I don't think it matters. I don't care. But no, everyone was like, folders at the top. God, what are you, a noob? Folders at the top, of course. I know you're right. But I just didn't want you to be. I wanted everyone to be like, it doesn't matter. All right. One more change. If there are data entries in the block, push those to the top in alpha numeric. And if there are no data entries, then they will go below those that have them. One more change. I shouldn't have even said one more change. If there are data entries in the block, push those to the top in alphanumeric. If there are no data entries, then they should go below those that have them. Perfect. Okay. So then if we look at that, first pass, blocks with entries. Second pass, blocks without entries. Gravy. All right, so now, quit this. Let's redo it. Damn it. Well, wait. So, please. Didn't sort the data with data entries to the top. Okay, so now has entries check happens every time a block is saved, not just for the last one. Okay. Check that. Okay. Keep. Sort. Check. Oh, that looks better. That looks a lot better. Okay, now let's cargo run. This is ridiculous. How long have I been on this? Too long, but I don't care. Anyways, it works great now. Lazy G. Fix sorting once and for all. Yes. Changes must be made through a pull request. Adam. Adam's blocking me. He's forcing me. Although, did it? Oh, actually. I think it actually went through. Let's check. No, I don't think it did, actually. Oh, no, it did. It accepted the commit. It just complained. All right, great. Should be up to date. Working clean. All right, we're good. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Anyways, we're all set. Everything's great. Just don't start sorting by capitals directly. Oh God, Rux. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh, that's just crazy. I think that's when, like, you don't have collation. Yeah, Adam's awesome. Those top folders feels odd in the icons, in my opinion. Okay. Any chance we can look at the DWM script? It doesn't work on anything non-ARG. Oh, 2000. Yeah, we totally should. However, this live stream's been going on 3 hours, and sadly, I have to leave and eat something, and I have other obligations. So we're gonna have to end it here. This is the best I can do for old LinUtil. We're coming into it, you know. It's slow and steady progress, you know. Rome wasn't built overnight. In my case, it was built over many decades. So, yeah, it was fun, though. I mean, I think there was a lot of good progress today. Said the requirement for PRs was bypassed. Okay. Just gave a warning. I probably should have done that in a PR, but at that point, I was just like, I already did a PR for this. Let's just do a direct commit and call it good. So, yeah, it's all good. I love it. It was fun, man. It's fun. I still, there's something about Linux. I know sometimes it looks like kind of convoluted and complex, but I just absolutely enjoy my computing experience so much. It's just a lot of fun. And you can't say that a lot of times. I can't ever say it. Usually when I'm on Windows, I'm always just like, oh, what'd you do this time, Microsoft? Well, some things do take quite a bit longer in Linux. The overall experience at the end of the day is just so much damn fun. And that's what I love about it, is the ability to do that. I'm not going to tell you everyone should switch, because it's not for everybody, for sure. But if you can, and you can honestly give it an honest shot, and you don't mind learning something completely new, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, let me know, guys, if there's anything you would like to see with the Linux utility, and be like, hey, God, I'm always running into this problem, and it always takes me an hour to fix this thing, but I keep doing it. Let me know. Make an issue maybe on, or a feature request on the Linux utility, and we'll get it added. There's so much fun stuff just happening. I just love sitting there tinkering with the Linux utility. And much like the WinUtil, you know, it took about 5 years to really get to the size it is now. And the Linux utility is still just a baby, really, by comparison. It's still only a little over a year old now. And it's really coming along, though. Really like it. All right, y'all. Have a great one. See you in the next one.